Bombshell out of the White House. FBI Director James Comey has been fired by President Trump. A White House statement says the president acted based on the clear recommendations of both the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Comey is only 3 years into his 10-year term, only the second FBI director ever fired. President can fire the FBI director, but he has to have cause. Now, in a letter to Comey, the president said he believes Comey is not able to effectively lead the Bureau. Here's a reaction on social media from some of our local senators. Senator Tim Kaine said Trump firing Comey shows how frightened the administration is over the Russia investigation. Senator Chris Van Hollen added, yet another reason we need an independent prosecutor to investigate Trump's ties to Russia. We want to hear what you think about the president firing the FBI director. Just use the hashtag #OffScript on 9. We're going to get that on before this broadcast is over. This was Comey last week, appearing at a hearing on the Hill where he spoke about a key issue in the Hillary Clinton email investigation. Today, the FBI said his claim back then was misstated.
Her emails are being forwarded to Anthony Weiner, including classified information, by her assistant, Huma Abedin. And so they found thousands of new emails.
And this was President Trump speaking about Comey on the campaign trail back in October. Take a listen.
I was not his fan, but I'll tell you what he did, he brought back his reputation. He brought it back. He's got to hang tough because there's a lot of people want him to do the wrong thing. What he did was the right thing.
That was then, and this is now. This is Jason Russell. He's with the Washington Examiner. Jason, thanks for coming in on such short notice.
Always a pleasure.
What are you hearing from your sources out there? I'm sure a lot of people are surprised by this.
Yeah, oh no, everyone's surprised by this. Even top officials in the Department of Justice had no idea this was coming until they heard from the press that it was happening. So apparently Trump called Senator Dianne Feinstein of California at 5:30 to inform her this was happening. She had no idea. I don't think Comey had any idea. It's very possible that only Trump, Rosenstein, and Sessions knew that when they woke up this morning that this was going to happen today.
Okay, listen to this. The FBI's reputation and credibility have suffered substantial damage, and it has affected the entire Department of Justice. That's from the Deputy Attorney General. The Attorney General himself, in a letter to the President, says, I have concluded that a fresh start is needed at the leadership of the FBI. I must recommend that you remove Director James B. Sessions, Jr. and identify an experienced and qualified individual to lead the great men and women of the FBI. Bam.
Yeah, I think the issue here is that the FBI has been so politicized over the past year or two because of, well, first the Hillary Clinton investigations over emails and now investigations into the Trump administration and possible connections to the Russian government. So that's not Comey's fault that those things happened, but I think it's hard to say that he didn't do as best as he could have done in these very extremely difficult circumstances.
There's so many ironies here. I mean, Comey comes out and holds this press conference, back during the campaign. The Justice Department, under Barack Obama at the time, says you went against protocol, you went against the advice of your superiors, but he decided to go maverick. Now the Trump administration is using this as one of the reasons they're firing the guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny ironies there and a lot of flip-flopping from both sides. A lot of people saying, you look at Democrats who said that they loved James Comey back in July, and then after the election they said that they hated James Comey, and now today again they're saying, wow, this is so terrible that Trump is firing him. And pretty much the exact opposite positions from the Republicans. Yeah,
the question now a lot of people are going to have, does this add fuel to the calls for an independent prosecutor? Is there confidence in the rest of what's left of the FBI, which is quite a bit, to conclude these investigations that Comey was presiding over?
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that an administration would hire an independent, call for an independent investigation, but certainly it's going to fuel more calls for that, absolutely.
All right. To be continued.
To be continued.
Thanks for coming in. Coming up.